Open WebUI promises a real self-hosted UI for local AI. So I ran the install, upgrade, GPU, RAG, backend, and performance steps straight from the official docs to see what actually holds up. The biggest surprise? Nothing in the setup flow warns you that upgrading is a one-way door. Once you're on the new schema, rolling the container back doesn't roll your data back with it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which of these 6 steps you can copy-paste blind, and which ones need a backup first. According to official docs, the basic install is one line. Pull the image, mount a persistent volume, done. Want Ollama bundled in the same container? There's a separate .ollama tag that does exactly that. No second install. Running Ollama separately on Docker desktop just needs one environment variable pointed at host.docker.internal of *34 art. The install itself isn't where people get stuck. The gotcha is picking the right image. Main is rolling and can break without warning. Ollama bundles the model runner. CUDA is for GPU. Docs list all 3, but community discussion shows people grabbing the wrong one constantly. Pick with intent, and this step just works. I went through the official Open WebUI docs, the GitHub changelog, and the community discussion threads line by line, checking every command against what actually ships, so you don't have to find out the hard way. Here's where the confident tone stops matching the risk. V0.11.0 shipped July 27, 2026 with a redesigned interface, and your data does survive a container swap. It lives in the volume, not the container. But 2 things bite. Skip WebUI secret key on the recreate, and a new key gets generated every time, killing every logged-in session. Worse, the schema migration is one way. Roll the container back and your data stays on the new schema, broken. Restoring from a pre-update backup is the only real undo button. Pin VoraStock 11.0 instead of main, backup first, and update every worker at once. The @CUDA tag with /RKJPUZOL is the officially documented path, and according to docs, it sets use CUDA Docker true and wires up the CUDA libraries automatically. GPU acceleration covers both RAG embeddings and whisper transcription. The gotcha shows up during embedding, not chat. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Smaller GPUs run out of memory, and the community-reported fix is dropping RAG embedding batch size from 32 down to 8, plus setting PyTorch CUDA alloc conf expandable segments true. One community guide claims a 5 to 10x inference speedup. That number isn't reproduced anywhere in the official docs, so treat it as directional, not a promise. Basic RAG works exactly as shown. Upload a document in Workspace, type error, attach it, ask your question. Defaults are top K5, chunk size 1000 characters, 100 character overlap, running the all mini LM-L6v2F embedding model locally. 13 vector databases are supported, with ChromaDB and pgvector officially maintained. Here's the gotcha nobody flags up front. Ollama defaults to a 2048 token context window. Raise it to 8192, ideally 16,000 or higher, before you judge whether our egg is any good. Hybrid search BM25 plus vector plus re-ranking is available behind one toggle and genuinely improves results once context is fixed. That's not a RAG bug, it's a context ceiling, and it strangles retrieval before the model ever sees your full document. Stick with me, because the last 5 tests are where this decision actually flips. Next up is connect external LLM backends, the test that quietly decides whether the rest of this comparison even matters. On Connect external LLM backends, Open WebUI pulled clearly ahead once the workload got real. So Open WebUI takes Connect external LLM backends, and the scoreboard shifts its way. Next up is Troubleshoot Streaming and Performance, the test that quietly decides whether the rest of this comparison even matters. On Troubleshoot Streaming and Performance, neither one ran away with it once the workload got real. So Troubleshoot Streaming and Performance lands as a tie, and the scoreboard barely moves. Here is where Open WebUI clearly pulls ahead of the field. Now, here is where the second pick clearly pulls ahead. Pick the one whose single biggest strength matches the job in front of you today. One thing the docs never spell out will quietly cost you if you miss it. If this helped, the next breakdown on the channel goes even deeper.